like to call Daniel Delgado to present about the business opportunities in Mexico and also inaugurate the website for India-Mexico Business Cultural Council.
Dhanyavad. Namaskar. Thank you very much for coming all the way to, I don't know if you are all based here in Pune. I also heard that there are companies from other cities, so thank you very much for coming. Also, thank you very much to the Global India Business Forum, to Mr. Jitendra Joshi, also to Ms. Deepali Gadkari. Thank you very much for this gorgeous invitation. And also, I would like to express my warmest congratulations for organizing this conclave. So also, a few months earlier, they told us that they were organizing conclaves by regions. They also had a conclave about Africa, about Asia, and not just like the typical destinations. So I'm pretty sure that right now you will find a lot of business opportunities in the region, in Latin America. So India and Latin America right now were the highest growing economies. It's impressive that 10 years ago, India was just the 9th economy in the world. Right now, you're already the 5th economy. And in just a couple of years, wait for it, because I really think you will be also the 3rd economy. So congratulations. I'm pretty sure we can also learn from each other, because also Latin America is just in a very booming situation. So a lot of nearshoring is coming into the region. In all these global value chains adjustments, many of the foreign direct investment is coming into the region, and we're capitalizing all these new investments to promote new industries and also to capture our relationship with the world. So right now, I would like to talk about why Mexico is important for Indian businesses, but also I would like to talk about why India is also important for Mexican businesses, because Mexico is already exporting their products here in India and is also investing here. Yesterday night, I had a very warm dialogue with one Indian company that is actually an Indian-Mexican company, and it's based here in Pune. It's a merger between Tata, Autocon, that is one of the largest automobile producers in Mexico. They have been here for like 6-7 years. So you can actually see that there are mergers and there's a lot of opportunity to learn from each other. So given that an image talks more about than 1,000 words, I would like to now introduce you a video about Mexico as a foreign direct investment destination. Yeah.
Mexico is the top destination to invest in Latin America. As an export power and one of the top 10 recipients of foreign investment worldwide, Mexico is a remarkable business partner. Here are the top 10 reasons to invest in Mexico. 1. We offer preferential access for your exports. Our network of 14 free trade agreements allows preferential access to 50 countries, which represent over 1.3 billion consumers and 60% of the world's gross domestic product. 2. Our country guarantees legal certainty for your investment. We have 30 bilateral investment agreements with 31 countries that provide legal certainty to investors. 3. We have a strategic location. We have consolidated our economy as the most important trading partner of the United States, and we are part of the most relevant free trade zone in the world, North America, thanks to the USMCA. From 2019 to 2020, $1.6 million circulated through our ports and highways every minute to the rest of the world. 4. We are a predominantly open economy. Mexico's foreign trade is a driver of economic growth that in 2020 represented 75% of our gross domestic product. And amid a global economic crisis, foreign investors rely on us. It's no wonder that in 2020, we are one of the top 10 foreign investment recipients. 5. We offer a highly skilled, productive, and specialized workforce. Together with Germany, Sweden, Portugal, and Finland, we are one of the top 10 countries with the highest number of young engineering graduates. We are collaborating with the private sector in dual education models for the specialization of the Mexican workforce. 6. We have macroeconomic stability. The World Bank recognizes Mexico as a country with great economic potential that in the last decades has achieved macroeconomic stability with low levels of inflation rate. 7. Over the last 22 years, 65,534 companies have invested in Mexico. The total investment that Mexico has received since 1999 amounted to $625.1 billion. We are an ideal partner for your innovative project. In 2021, Mexican startups have raised nearly $3 billion, a historic value over the last 9 years. 8. The South-Southeast can be a suitable ally for your investment project. The federal government is developing strategic projects in the South-Southeast region of Mexico to promote its participation in international trade and investment flows. The integral program of the Isthmus of Tehuantepec and the Mayan Train are examples of such projects that will connect this region with the world. We are working on the facilitation of a development corridor for the establishment of enterprises in Veracruz, Oaxaca, Campeche, Tabasco, Yucatan, Chiapas, and Quintana Roo. 9. Mexico's trade is highly integrated into global value chains. Our main exports supply the value chains in sectors such as the automotive, airspace, pharmaceutical, and critical minerals. 10. More than 1 million foreigners called Mexico their home. Mexico ranks among the top 10 destinations for international tourism with more than 30 million foreign tourists a year. We are Mexico, the economy in Latin America for your global and innovative business. Let us transform your next project. Our home is your home.
Gobierno de México.
Mi casa es su casa, so my house is your house, so you're more than welcome to invest in Mexico, but also to doing business with Mexico. So let me also share with you some data about why Mexico is important for Indian businesses. Well, first of all, Mexico is the first largest exporter of flat screen televisions in the world and the fourth largest producers of auto parts. So a lot of international auto companies are already setting in Mexico, also Indian companies as well. Just on August last year, Ramee Group from Chennai decided to open a new facility in Aguascalientes to cater the Mexican market, but also to cater the North American market and other Latin American markets. So given that we have free trade agreements with more than 50 countries in the world, you can actually, if you produce in Mexico, you can also access to those markets. We are also the largest exporter in the world of beer, tomato, chili peppers, berries, avocados, and of course, tequila. And I mention here tequila because actually right now the Indian market is booming for the tequila. So I'm happy to announce you that last year the exports of Mexican tequila to India actually doubled the size. So keep drinking, keep having good parties, and we are warm. You are delighted to be part of your events, so thank you very much. Also, we have a great infrastructure and transport points. So we are the third country with the greatest amount of airports. Also, among Latin America, we're in the top ranking of ports. Also for railways. And for example, if you ship one container from Mexico to the US or Canada, it will arrive in 24 hours, 48 hours. So that's a very short duration of time. Instead of sending from Asia, from Europe, you can actually send it to Mexico and it will be right away, just like Amazon. So this is our marine connectivity, the port infrastructure that I was telling you about. And I'm happy to see that there are a lot of also good Latin American ports that are very good. And here you also can find 2 Mexican ports, that is Lázaro Cárdenas, Manzanillo. And I highlighted Manzanillo because most of the Indian products that are entering to the Mexican market, they're entering through this port. The industrial parks. So before the pandemic, every year we used to open 10 new industrial parks every year. But after the pandemic and also with this nearshoring phenomenon, we are opening around 40, 50 industrial parks every year. That means all these industrial parks are connected with big clusters. For example, there's a big auto cluster in the center part of Mexico, of Puebla, Querétaro, and also they are developing new clusters, for example, Aguascalientes and the Indian company that I was mentioning you about. And the good thing about these industrial parks is that you can get access to fiscal incentives, also all the infrastructure, and given that these are just turnkey projects, that means that once you start your operation and once you invest your certain capital amount, you can start right away. So it's very good to have all these industrial parks and to establish here in these ones. And I will talk about the fiscal incentives. There are a lot of incentives, but generally speaking, we have 3 major programs. Later on, I can share you more specifics. But for example, in the first years, you can get the free value-added tax deducted, or you can also get reimbursed. Also, the income tax, there's a huge deduction. And if you're investing into research and development in 10 strategic industries like IT, pharma, financial services, you can also have like a very good incentive bonus there. So why right now international companies are certainly in Mexico? First of all, we have a very young population, just like the audience here. We're around 29 years old. So that means that most of our people are just graduates, and they also have majors, and the skilled labor force is very competitive, but also the labor costs are not that high as other countries. Every year around 120,000 engineers come from our best universities in Mexico. Also a lot of startups are developing their business models. For example, given that our populations and our societies are so similar, Indian companies are starting in Mexico because the business models are really similar. So we have similar challenges, for example, traffic or how to get like the mobility. So right now, EV is having a huge footprint in Mexico. And right now, over more than 5 fintech startups have established in Mexico. Also, the domestic market is pretty huge. We're talking about 120 million people with a growing purchasing power. I would say like 20–30% of the population is middle income. So sometimes we hear that like international companies, they do business with Mexico because of their free trade agreements network, but also because we have a very huge potential market. So that means that we welcome import, export, and investment in Mexico. Now let me talk about some of the relationship between Mexico and India. So right now, over 200 companies have established in Mexico. We have Tata, we have Wipro, we have Infosys. We also have some pharma companies like some pharma, and also IT services. And for example, every week we have received some major announcements. For example, Breaks India just this week, technically last week, it established their own factory to produce like auto brakes in Mexico and to cater all the Mexican market and as well as other Latin American markets. And here in India, we have more or less 15 Mexican companies. I'm pretty sure you have tasted the Harvest Gold bread. That is a local Indian brand. But when Bimbo came here into India, Bimbo is the largest bread company in the world. I'm very proud to say that it's a Mexican brand. When they established here in India, they didn't decided to come with their own brands. They already had that experience in China, and like the first years of their operations weren't too good. So they decided to merge with local companies to keep using their brands, use their network, and right now they're already developing their own Indian Mexican brands. So you're more than welcome to have a try of good Mexican Indian bread. Remember the name Bimbo and Harvest Gold. Also Cinepolis. Cinepolis is a cinema theater company. It's based in different cities, and it's also Mexican. It has been over a decade here, and it's keep growing. Also Kitsania. Kitsania is just like a amusement center for children where they can go to learn the skills of the future. That means if they want to experience how to become like a firefighter, they can learn in just one day, like, well, to play. You know, it's like a play role amusement park. Also, if they want to be scientists or policemen, they can go to those parks. And has been a really huge success in Mexico. And here in India, it has already been 10 years in Mumbai and Delhi. But luckily, maybe afterward, they will open office here in Pune. And what will be the new business areas between India and Mexico, given that we already have the framework we are already discussing, but of course there are a lot of opportunities. One in the agri sector, so of course berries, beer, tequila, and avocado, I think will be a great success here in India. But also in Mexico, I think we can learn a lot from your agri sector, especially the machinery. So the machinery that I have seen here, it's amazing. So I'm pretty sure that if we get access and we learn from your technology, we can also improve the agricultural sector in Mexico. Of course, automotive, IT. You see that there are more than 500 fintech startups already in Mexico from all over the world. So I'm thinking that the linkages between the startup systems of Mexico and India, fintech, e-commerce, agrotech, health tech, and transportation sectors could be massive. Also, joint financing and research. Last year, the former foreign minister of Mexico came here because of the G20, but also in their agenda, he signed an MOU with CSIR to finance and research water resources, lithium, aerospace sector, biotechnology, and vaccines. So although all these sectors, of course, are new industries that need to be boosted, I really think that there are a lot of business opportunities there. And just to finalize, of course, the promotion of Mexico and India as tourist destinations. So we both have sites recognized as wonders of the world. You have Taj Mahal, and in Mexico we have Chichen Itza, this big pyramid from the Mayan culture. And also we have huge number of sites recognized by the UNESCO Heritage, certified by the UNESCO. India is like in the sixth ranking, in the top. It's like in the sixth position, and Mexico is just right after. It's in the seventh position. So you're more than welcome to explore Mexico, to visit Mexico. Yesterday night I had a few discussions with some tour operators that they're already bringing tour groups in Cancun, in Mexico City. So all those cities are really good for tourism, but also we have adventure tourism, we have, of course, wedding tourism, and every time we have a lot of visa requests or like information about how to get a wedding in Mexico, because every time here you book like a whole week for having a wedding, right? And also you also invite your whole family, your friends, and everything. So right now we're having like groups of 200 people from Indian origin coming to just one place to have a wedding for 2 or 3 nights. So that's something that really connects the two countries. So I'm looking forward to engage with you, with your questions, your doubts, your comments about how to boost this relationship further, and of course strengthen the India-Latin American relationship. So thank you very much for listening to me, and looking forward. Thank you.